How's it, everybody? So here's how you would typically answer a literature essay. We will get to Peel. Okay, don't come for me in the comments. Oh, this guy is trying to teach us a lit essay. He doesn't know Peel. Yeah. Let me cook. All right. So read the question very carefully. Okay, to what extent, something like that. Agree to a minor, moderate, or major extent. Underline keywords so you know what's what. And ATQ, just answer the question. Okay, if you're battling to understand it, read it again. Try your best to simply decode the language. And plan your essay before writing. Look, I don't mean rewrite the entire essay, just your key points. Remember, ideally you want 5 paragraphs, 1 intro, 3 bodies, and 1 conclusion. Right? Just make a short outline of everything so you're not writing all willy-nilly. And start with a clear introduction, take a stance, answer the question directly. I always recommend agreeing with things to a moderate extent or saying that something is valid to a moderate extent because it just gives you some kind of leeway to argue. Next, write structured body paragraphs with 1 main idea in each, typically 3, right? So your essay needs to be between 400 to 450 words. And I know most of you couldn't be bothered to write 450 words. So ideally you want a 50-word intro, you want 100-word bodies, and you want a 50 conc, ideally, right? And just make sure you end your conclusion with, you start your conclusion with the words literally in conclusion, comma, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, 50 plus 100 times 3 plus 50, that's 400. So you typically want to follow a structure like this, okay, IBC. And just using short and relevant quotes to support every point you make, that forms part of the evidence portion of Peel. I will get to that. And just explain how each quote links to the essay question or theme, not just dropping random quotes that you memorized. I see a lot of kids do that. And just maintaining a very formal tone. It's just a clear, logical flow all the way throughout. We want that level of synthesis coming through, using words like moreover, therefore, thus, furthermore, finally, and so on and so on. And end with a strong conclusion. Start with the bang, end with the bang, and it must sum up your entire argument. So if we were to get into Peel, so Peel stands for point, evidence, explanation, and link. So your points, right? 2 things. 1, they need to be distinct, different to all the other points that you write in those body paragraphs in these 3. So 3 different points. And they need to be succinct as well. What exactly does succinct mean? Say what you want to say in the least amount of words possible. Evidence, these are going to be direct quotes coming straight from the book that are going to support your point. And your explanation, this is a proper substantiation. Look, 2 to 3 well-crafted sentences, maybe even more. Yeah, just depending on, how much you know, how much you're willing to really engage with the text. And then link, it's reaffirming your stance on the question. It's reaffirming everything. So let me give you guys a question. Look, I know that, there are 5 different possible lit essays for the matrics, right? You can do either Hamlet, you can do Othello, you can do Life of Pi, Dorian, Crucible, whatever it is, right? I'm just going to pick a generic topic. Okay. So, Goon School is the worst YouTuber in South Africa. Now, to what extent is the above true? Well, let's look at it in terms of Peel, right? Just a nice example. So, in your introduction, right, you want to take a stance. And ideally, I want you to say, yes, he is the worst YouTuber in South Africa to a moderate extent. Because, he's super bad, he doesn't explain things well enough. But, he does have some good sides. He's funny. He's funny. I hope you think I'm funny. But yes, a nice point. So, a major criticism that I get on my videos is that I make too many jokes, okay? A nice point here is that Goon School, he deviates too much. He deviates off topic, and this can frustrate some viewers who are doing last-minute preparation for exams and just want the crux of the content. Yeah, of course, I understand, but you are doing last-minute preparation, right? If you're chilling in Feb, March, then you've got time to listen to the nonsense that I'd say. So that's why I'm saying to a moderate extent, okay? Some kids, they find it super relaxing, they find it funny. Some kids are absolutely horrified with this channel. I see it. Okay. But if you're watching this video and you're still up to this point, thank you so much for watching, okay? Thank you for not being horrified with me. In terms of evidence, now some nice evidence that you could just kind of pull up is my opsomming video in Afrikaans, when I'm just talking about how I'm going to ask my girlfriend to marry me next year. Maybe in Feb sometime. She doesn't know. I mean, she watches some of the videos, but she's always working, doing something. She's a hotshot lawyer, if I could put it like that. And yeah, some nice evidence you could show is, yeah, that opsomming video and how I detrack for literally 2 minutes in a 6-minute video. So like 33% of that video is, yeah, I guess you could say it is to some degree a waste, because that's not what the video is about. An explanation of it. So yes, although Goon School did want to show these rather personal aspects of his life, it was very distracting. A lot of viewers would have clicked off. A lot of viewers would have been really upset by this. However, it is important to note that this is his teaching style, and he deems this the most effective way to get the point across, by you being able to resonate with him, by having a deeper understanding of who the actual teacher is. So we're not just bashing Goon School here for deviating off topic. We're saying, yes, we definitely understand why this can be a problem. However, this is the flip side to it. And in your link, you need to use words like, okay, therefore, it becomes clear. Therefore, it has been clearly illustrated. Thus, it has been conveyed, and so on and so on. So using words like therefore and thus and other like enabling kind of words, okay, that I've just given you. It conveys, it shows, it clearly illustrates, it demonstrates, it's been evidenced by, and so on and so on. So this is where you typically woo the examiner, right, in your explanation. The evidence, this is your quote coming from a lit essay. You are just, it's a direct quote, okay? So this is proper learning work. And this, it needs to be quick, to the point, to the T, distinct. It needs to be different from your other 3 points, and succinct. So ideally just to the point. Okay, and again, in your body paragraph, please use moreover. Okay, start your first paragraph like that, and then go furthermore. And then for your last body paragraph, go finally. And then with your conclusion, start with in conclusion, and so on and so on. And yeah, this is how you would go about writing a nice lit essay, utilizing Peel. For sure. Peel is an absolute non-negotiable. If you're not using Peel, then yeah, your essay mark is probably not going to look all that good, because it's going to lack some level of structure. So yeah, and just use these, right? Because it's going to add some synthesis, some kind of flow to your overall essay. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye.